And welcome back to the show. Community Access is a New York City-based mental health not-for-profit organization that's presenting its second annual Changing Minds Young Filmmaker Festival virtually. Changing Minds celebrates the work of teen and young adult filmmakers who, through their short films about mental health, challenge the stigma surrounding mental health concerns. And the festival, which aims to facilitate dialogue and center the lived experiences of young people, will be presented this year at a time of enhanced need. And here now to share more is the coordinator of Changing Minds Young Filmmaker Festival, Nola Hamowy. And Nola, good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and talk about this festival.
Yeah, and we're excited to talk about the festival too. Talk a little bit about it. It's the second annual festival, and what can those who are participating in experience?
Totally. So this is our second annual festival, although the festival was a competition beforehand. So we've been working for the past 5 years as a competition where filmmakers can share their films and we can kind of share their stories. This year we're virtually because of the pandemic, but we'll be showing 8 of our 2020/2019 films, split into 2 sections, 2 viewing sections with a live Q&A with the filmmakers. So we're able to actually connect with these filmmakers and ask them questions about their work.
Yeah, and we also know that mental health has a real component attached to this too. Talk to us about that.
Totally. So these films are all highlighting the work of young filmmakers and their specific work and stories around mental health, especially how it pertains to youth, as that's so important right now, especially, and it's so pertinent to youth right now. So we're hoping that through sharing these stories, people are going to talk about mental health, that we can kind of combat some of the stigma that we know surrounds mental health, especially as it affects young people.
Yeah, and also an enhanced focus, right? Because you're talking about really dealing with mental health during this time of the pandemic, and there are some things that maybe we're not so familiar with when it comes to mental health during the pandemic.
Yeah, totally. So we are there's something about like being a young person myself. I'm 18 and I'm working in this initiative. I really can understand what it's like being a young person in this pandemic, and it is not fun. And a lot of us, our life is put on hold this year, and a lot of us aren't able to go to college. And it's really important to be sharing these stories that often aren't highlighted because people are young, because these young filmmakers haven't had a chance to get into the real world and share their stories. So hopefully this will be a festival and an event that can really open people's eyes to what it's like being a young person and how mental health affects us.
And when we talk about this here, there are certain stigmas that really come with mental health, and we know that. We don't like talking about it. We really don't like sometimes bring it to the forefront. But as this festival comes about, I know that's what you want to be able to do, to talk about some of the stigmas and also make people aware of some of those stigmas. So without giving the whole festival away, share with us some of the stigmas that you feel come when it comes to young people and mental health.
Totally. So again, like you said, I don't want to give away too many of the films and what they're about, but our films cover a wide range of topics. This year, our filmmakers are also all women, which is very, very cool. But these films cover topics from eating disorders to how the media impacts mental health and diet culture, to the fears with growing up and transitioning from high school to college, to social anxiety. We cover such a wide range of films and topics, and these films are really, really personal stories from some really incredible filmmakers that are able to talk about their experience with mental health.
Yeah. And in addition to the film festival, you also have this question and answer session, and you've got a very special guest.
We do. So Shadil is from the Lady Gaga's Born This Way Foundation. She is incredible. She facilitated our Q&A for our 2019 festival in the East Village Cinema in October. And she is great. She really knows how to hone in, ask questions that matter, and get these filmmakers talking about what they're passionate about, what they care about their films. And we really hope that these Q&As and we're also opening the Q&A to the audience so they can ask their questions about the films, about the filmmakers' experiences, and the goal to accomplish our goal, which is to spark really important conversations about mental health and stigma and policy and everything in between.
And if our viewers are just joining us, share with them a little bit more about how they can be connected to the festival and what's it like for you to also have this festival going on virtually.
Totally. So this year, unfortunately, we have to be virtual, but I think it's actually a really great experience. I think it means that we can connect more people can join us. If anyone wants to learn more and reserve tickets, if you just go to communityaccess.org/changing minds, you'll be able to reserve tickets and learn a little more about the festival. It's on April 9th, so next Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Again, with 2 sessions of films and a live Q&A where the audience and Shadil, our moderator, can ask questions to the filmmakers.
Yeah, and it's got to be a good feeling for you having this another year around. What's it like seeing this festival come around, knowing particularly in a time like this that you're really going to be able to provide some real critical information?
Yeah, it definitely is a really rewarding experience being in the role that I'm in as an 18-year-old. It's also really rewarding. We preach that we are for youth by youth, and that really is true. There's a different way to connect when somebody who's working in the festival knows what the filmmakers and the people that we are creating this content for are going through. And that's exactly why I joined Community Access and Changing Minds, and why they were happy to welcome me. Is it was a really great fit to make sure that we are accomplishing our goal in the best way, is by having that connect.
Well, Nola, great having you here on Open. Certainly, we want you to have a great festival. Thank you for coming and sharing with us and the work that you guys are doing really around promoting mental health. It's very critical right now. Thank you.
It is. Thank you so much, Daren. It was so nice talking to you.
Nice talking with you. All right, now listen, if you do want more information, this is what you do. You go to visit their website, communityaccess.org, Changing Minds. And we encourage you, please don't go anywhere. We've got more Open coming up right after this.